In the 4th century BCE, a philosopher wrote down a story he claimed was ancient. Plato did not present it as a myth. He did not ask the reader to imagine it. He described a place that once existed, a powerful civilization beyond the known world. Then he disappeared from the story. Everything that follows comes from the world he described. Atlantis was described as a vast island beyond the Pillars of Heracles, which we now call the Strait of Gibraltar, not in the Mediterranean, beyond it. According to the account, Atlantis faced the Atlantic Ocean and controlled access to the seas beyond. Its position alone made it powerful. Any ship entering or leaving the known world would have passed near its waters. Atlantis was not a random landmass, it was organized. At its center stood a hill, surrounded by alternating rings of land and water. These concentric circles were carved deliberately, not naturally. Canals connected the rings. Bridges linked the city sections. Ships could sail directly into the heart of the capital. This was not a primitive settlement. It was engineered. The capital of Atlantis was designed to impress and dominate. Walls were covered with metals, bronze, tin, and a mysterious material called orichalcum. Temples stood at the center, including a massive sanctuary dedicated to Poseidon. The city was not only functional, it was symbolic. Everything about it communicated order, power, and permanence. Beyond the capital lay vast plains. They were flat, fertile, and carefully divided by canals. These canals were not decorative. They moved water, crops, and soldiers. The land produced enough food to support a massive population and sustain long military campaigns. Atlantis was not rich by accident. It was designed to be self-sufficient. Atlantis was ruled by 10 kings. Each governed a region, but all were bound by strict laws. They met regularly, swore oaths, and judged one another. At first, these rulers were said to be restrained and just. They respected limits. Power was shared. The system worked. Over time, Atlantis changed. Wealth accumulated, power concentrated. The rulers began to value expansion over balance. The account describes a slow shift, not sudden corruption, but gradual decay. The civilization did not fall because it was weak. It fell because it believed it could not fall. Atlantis did not stay isolated. It began to project power outward. Its navy controlled the seas. Its armies crossed into distant lands. The account describes an attempt to dominate the Mediterranean world. This is where Atlantis stops being impressive and becomes dangerous. According to the story, many regions submitted. Only one power resisted successfully: Athens. Not the Athens of history, but an idealized version. Disciplined, united, restrained. Atlantis was not defeated militarily, but its failure marked a turning point. The balance was broken. After the failed expansion, the story changes tone. Atlantis is no longer acting alone. The destruction that follows is described as inevitable, not random, not accidental, as if a line had been crossed. Earthquakes struck, not isolated tremors, but massive, violent movements of land. The ground beneath Atlantis fractured, structures collapsed, canals broke, the engineered landscape turned against itself. Floods followed the earthquakes. Water rushed inward, not outward. The rings that once protected the capital became channels for destruction. The sea swallowed streets, walls, and temples. The city that had mastered water was undone by it. The account emphasizes the speed, not generations, not years. One day, one night. By the time the earth settled, Atlantis was gone. No survivors are mentioned, no escape, no continuation. After the destruction, the sea became impassable. Mud and debris blocked navigation. Trade routes vanished. A power that once controlled access to the ocean left nothing but an obstacle. The world moved on. Atlantis is remembered not because it survived, but because it didn't. It was detailed enough to feel real, yet complete enough to leave no evidence. A civilization described with precision, then erased without remainder.